What is up, YouTube? This is Chris, the Unprofessional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. What is better than sitting around and just looking and playing with all of your knives? Just handling them, messing with them, getting them out, checking them out, just having fun with them. That's what I've been doing for the last little bit, and what I want to do with you right now is go over an up-to-date rundown of all my fixed blade knives. Now, there's a couple that I don't have here right now, a Benchmade Hunt Series, MKM TPF or TFP or something like that. I've got a few, 3 or 4 fixed blades that are scattered here and there that I don't have here right now. But for the most part, these are my fixed blade knives. Now, there's a lot of them here. I'm going to try to run through them really quick and have a good time showing you what my collection looks like right now. But again, this is just my fixed blades. I hope that you like them. Before I do though, welcome to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for checking out what I've got going on. Really quick reminder, I want everybody to make sure that they are in the giveaway. March 3rd is right around the corner, and it is going to be a big one. We're going to be doing that giveaway, a couple different knife budgets and a few other things. So if you're not part of the giveaway yet, you need to run over to that video, Huge Knife Budget Giveaway, watch it and do the one thing that it says. But make sure before you go watch that video that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And then once you do watch that video, it's only a few minutes long, make sure you come back and finish this one. All right, guys, really quick. I know I promised you guys the first episode of the March Knife Madness. I actually filmed that, but on the other side of the room, I've got the table and everything set up. I actually filmed 2 different matches between a couple different, 4 knives total. And it was horrible because there's nothing on the walls over there or anything. It's like basically an empty corner. And the camera was so far away, if I didn't talk loud, you couldn't hear it on the camera, or the phone, I should say. But if I did talk loud, then it echoed really, really bad on the phone. So the audio was terrible. Now, tomorrow I have a microphone set coming in, and I have a new setup that's going to hold the phone and everything with lights and stuff like that, so that I can be over there closer. So I did film it. It was terrible. I'm going to reshoot that tomorrow, and I'll put the first episode up. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into this. I don't even know where to start. Let's get these out of the way because, you know, most people don't like these anyways. I do. I think they're fantastic. These are my Swiss Tech knives. I love these things. I don't know why a lot of people don't like them. I think they're fantastic. This is in AUS 8 blade steel. I got this from Walmart for like 35 bucks, something like that. It actually comes with a ferro rod that's micarta wrapped for the handle. It's a micarta handle with this, a really nice red spacer right there. A great sheath, actually rotates and stuff so you can do cross draw, vertical draw, whatever. But all in all, that's a really nice knife. I'm telling you, I've watched these torture test on this knife right here, and this thing will take a beating and keep going. I absolutely like that. This is the Swiss Tech. I can't remember what this knife is called, to be perfectly honest, and I don't want to make a name up, but it's a Swiss Tech that you can get at Walmart right now for around 35, 40 bucks. Now, because I showed you the one, I will show you the other one. Now, this other one has a terrible sheath. It's a leather sheath, but the knife itself is really great, and I like it a lot. And this is in VG10, again, with the micarta handles. Great jimping on the back. This thing is like $40, and I'm telling you, sheath aside, because the sheath is terrible. It's got this little metal pocket clip that's just, it's not a great sheath at all, but what do you expect for 40 bucks? The knife itself is fantastic. Again, I know people don't like Swiss Tech. I do. I think they're great for what you pay for them. Now, that is another thing that I do, though. I have expectations. I don't go in looking at a knife and compare it. I don't compare a $40 knife with a Spyderco. I think that's where people get their wires crossed. They're hung up on what a premium knife is. So then when they see a knife that's a budget knife, they can't get past it because all they see is premium, but you got to look at the knife for what it is. And I look at this knife as a $40 knife from Walmart, Swiss Tech, VG10 steel, micarta handles, excellent jimping on top. I don't know if you see how much jimping there is. It's all the way across the daggone spine, a sharp spine so you can strike ferro rods and stuff. I mean, this thing is razor blade sharp, awesome knife. I really do like this thing. I like both my Swiss Techs. I like my Swiss Tech folders. I like my Swiss Tech multi-tool. Are they premiums? No. Are they my favorites? No. But I do like them. I like them a lot. I got some minimalist here. This is the CRKT minimalist cleaver. Nice little sheath, molded sheath that has this little loop clip here that you can switch. You can do vertical cross draw, basically the same thing as all the other ones. Also has the lanyard, because if you don't have it, it's a really small 3-finger, but if you have that lanyard, it kind of gives you a little bit of extra real estate to grab hold of, but it is a 3-finger. Now, I don't like finger choils like this where there's like 3 finger choils, but for some reason, I guess it's because of how small it is, this kind of works. It doesn't feel awkward. They always hurt in between my fingers when there's too many finger choils, but this one's not that bad. I like it. Let's see. Ooh, I like this knife right here. I like this knife a lot. This is the Mantis Sabo 4. Really nice Kydex sheath. It comes with one of these little clips. I can't remember what those are called. You can take them off. They adjust so you can put them on different kinds of knives or sheaths or whatever. This thing has the red and black twill. Is that what it's called? Teal or twill carbon fiber. It's just beautiful. Look at that carbon fiber. That's gorgeous. It has a full M390 blade stock. It's fantastic. I mean, this thing is fantastic. M390, the whole thing. Now, it has a really thin tip, so I wouldn't use this for anything. Box cutting, self-defense, stuff like that, which, God forbid I was ever in a situation where I needed something for self-defense. It's not going to be this, but that's neither here nor there. But it's just a great little knife. EDC knife, box cutting, opening packages, but it's small, compact. I just like the look of it more than anything. Look at that carbon fiber. Man, that stuff is sharp. Right here, my Civivi propagnator, I think that's what this is called. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. It's in D2. It's a massive chunk of D2, and it's got, you know, the different grinds and stuff. Great sheath, Kydex sheath. Comes with this clip that's, you know, Civivi has these great clips. You can take them off and put them on different blades and stuff, or different sheaths, I should say. But it also comes with a really long dangler lanyard. Terrible looking thing. I took it off, but ultimately that is the propagnator. It's a fantastic knife. Great EDC. You'd be surprised how good this knife is for EDC, as big as it is. Just all the different grinds and stuff like that. So it's almost like you've got 3 or 4 different knives in one that can do different things because of the different grinds. I like that knife a lot. Cold Steel. This is the Outdoorsman Light. I can't remember what this is in. I think this is in ACR. German 416. No, it's not in ACR. I can't remember. I think it might be ACR. I don't know what this is in, but this is a cool knife. I'm going to tell you right now. Cold Steel. I love Cold Steel. It's got a, you know, just a typical, the molded plastic sheath, almost like you see on a Mora or a Falkneven and stuff like that. But just an awesome knife. Got your little butt there so you can, you know, hammer fist or whatever. Rubberized handle, feels good in the hand. Excellent, good jimping on top. This thing is just sweet. I love this thing. It's almost like a mini samurai sword. Sometimes knives are just cool. they really don't have a lot of purpose. They're just cool. Now, God forbid we was ever in a Mad Max situation where the power went out and we reverted back to Edo, Japan, circa 1500s, and you needed a couple swords on you. I mean, this could definitely work as one. Your second, whatever those little dachis or whatever they are, the second little swords. I don't know. I'm just making a name up. Why did I even say that, dachi? I don't know what they're called. That'd be a cool one right there. But speaking of that, I also have this one. This is the Tonto light, and just a same steel, same rubberized handle. Now this one doesn't have the metal sticking out the back end, the hilt, but all in all, just a really cool knife. Just a cool knife, like a mini samurai sword. Nothing to it, it's just fun. It's just a fun knife. Would I ever carry this? Yes, I would. If I was going camping or hunting or something like that, and I was planning on running into a couple grizzly bears, maybe I would take this. No, not really. I just wouldn't carry this. It's just a fun knife. It's just a fun knife. I don't see any purpose to that, honestly. It's just a fun knife. Isn't that ultimately what it is? Enjoying knives is about just enjoying knives. There doesn't have to be a purpose for everything. You don't have to, yes, use what you have and have what you use. And there should be a purpose for everything, or at least something that it can be used for. Don't create stuff just for the sake of creating them and using materials and wasting money and buying stuff and spending money that you don't have just to have something. But at the same time, sometimes it's just nice to enjoy things for what they are. It's like a painting. It just sits on your wall. You're not ever going to do anything except for look at it and enjoy it. And sometimes it's the same thing with knives. Sometimes you just get to play with them and enjoy them. And that's what I look at and that's what I think of when I see knives like those two cold steels. Just knives that I'm going to look at and enjoy. Now this is probably my most, I know I say all the time that I love all knives. I love every knife. If it's got a blade on it, I love it, and that's the truth. But this is my least favorite knife of anything I own. I literally have a mini cold steel clone over here, and I like it about 10 times more than I like this knife I'm about to show you, and it is this one right here. I like it because it's a knife. It's the worst fit and finish I have ever seen on a knife. Hands down, no question. It is absolutely god awful. I mean, terrible fit and finish. At first glance, if you're an untrained eye and you don't know, you're like, oh, what? It looks good and it's got Damascus steel and everything. This knife is terrible. Terrible, but I got it when I didn't know. I thought I was buying something because of what I paid for it and because it had Damascus steel, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting a Damascus steel blade and I'm spending a lot of money on this. It was like 65, 70 bucks. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting I just didn't know anything. And as I learned, I really quickly understood what I was getting when I got this thing. Now granted, it's still a knife. I like it. And for some, for a new person that I was, it was a great lesson for me. It was a great thing to understand the difference in fit and finish in a blade, to understand that just because something is Damascus steel does not mean that it's great steel, because we have this image because of Forged in Fire, the series and different things like that, that if it's Damascus, it's like this uber premium blade steel. And that's not the case all the time. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. So this was a great learning lesson for me. Doesn't matter what it looks like, and it also doesn't matter what it costs. Sometimes you can pay too much for a knife, and sometimes it will look one way, but looks can be deceiving. But I also probably would never get rid of that knife because of the lesson that I learned from that thing. And it was very important to me. This is a Gosh, that sheath is so hard to get off there. This is a CRKT. Lucas Burnley. What is this called? Nishi Fix Blade. It looks cool. It is, I think this is ACR. Yep, it's ACR. So it's a molded sheath that does not really fit it that well. But then again, these things are only like $65. Okay, $65. It was more than I thought it was. I didn't pay $65 for this. It's got a good snap, but man, it's hard to get it off there. I need to take that off. But the knife itself looks really, really cool. Really cool. And that wrapped handle right there, again, almost gives you that samurai sword type of rustic feel to it. And you also have those etch marks up here that you can literally feel with your fingers. So it's definitely etched onto the blade. So that's really nice. I like it. It looks good. That's a great looking blade. I don't know how good it would actually be in use or anything like that, but I really like this knife a lot. I like the look of it a lot. I wish the sheath maybe fitted a little bit better, but other than that, I really like that knife a lot. This is another knife that I learned a lesson on. I only paid like 25, 30 bucks for this. This is a an old timer. What is it called? A sharp finger. And I took my boys to Cabela's and I told them, I said, anything in here that has a blade on it, you can have. Don't care. Whatever it is, you pick it out, you get it. Elijah and Abel, my 8-year-old and my 9-year-old, they were a little bit younger there. It was about a year ago. And I told them, I said, pick anything out you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, they have Benchmades there, Kershaw's, Sog, Gerber, Buck. They have CRKT, Case. They have all different kinds of knives, and they have all zero tolerance. They have some nice knives there at Cabela's. And my son picked out this knife because it was a pack of 4. It came with this, and it came with 3 little folders. A single blade folder, a double blade folder, and a triple blade folder. So he was like, oh, I get 4 knives, plus those got all of those blades. Actually, Dad, I'm getting like 8 or 10 knives for $25, $30. He didn't care about it. He didn't care. He didn't know what it cost. He just knew that he was getting a lot of blades, a lot of knives. And that's all he cared about. And I love that thought. I love that thought process. Plus, I saved a lot of daggone money because I really thought that they was going to go for one of the expensive knives. But he bought one that cost like 25 or 30 bucks. And, you know, saved a lot of money right there. My kid, he was using good thinking. Now, what I mean by I learned a lesson, again, I was still newer to knives. So to me, this style, I had seen this for so many years and it was such a common knife. I thought, oh, that's a really good knife. Like, that's a popular knife. And yeah, it is a great knife for certain things and for EDC and stuff like that, and for fishing and hunting and stuff. It's a great little knife. But I thought it was more than what it really was. And as I learned about these knives, I understood why they were as affordable as they are. So it was another lesson right there that I learned with that knife. I had to ask myself, why are they giving this so cheap and giving it in a nice tin? It was a really nice display tin that it came in with all the different knives. And I think there was even a coin in it or something. I can't remember what all that came in it, but it was like 30 bucks, 25 or 30 bucks. So that made me think, like, why is that so cheap? That should be a really nice knife. So I learned that lesson. This right here is a cool boot knife, dagger. This is a Smith & Wesson HRT. I got this at a pawn shop. This was given to me by the people at the pawn shop. I buy so many knives and stuff. They just handed it to me one day. I actually asked to look at it, and they was like, here, just take it. I bought so much stuff off of them and done so much business. They knew how much I like knives, and I don't know, I guess they had a couple of them or something, so they was just like, here, take it. So just for the fact that it was given to me as a gift, I would never get rid of this. I mean, it's not one of my favorite knives, but I do like the style of it, and I like the HRT aspect of it, so it's pretty cool. Nice little boot knife, nice little sheath with the clip. This is a new knife that just came out. It just dropped. This is the Lucio, the Tenable Lucio. Great knife, harpoon style blade. I absolutely like this thing. I like it a lot. It's 14C 28M blade steel. Feels great in the hand. It's kind of micro jimping, but you can feel it, so it feels pretty good. Ultimately, it just feels really good in the hand. Really, really good in the hand. Now, I had issues with this Kydex sheath in the very beginning, but Mike Jordan, I think Ken Faulkner, a couple of people told me how to fix it. Zach told me how to fix it. Take a hairdryer to it. And I was like, no way it could be that easy. And I took a hairdryer to it. They told me, he said, be careful you don't burn it. And I just heated it up, and now it snaps right in, pulls right out, fits great. So this is the Tenable Lucio. Fantastic knife. Fantastic knife. For what these things cost, this is a really good EDC knife right here. A really good slicey EDC knife for a fixed blade. I mean, they're only like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, but I'm telling you, that's a good knife right there for 50 bucks tops. The Tenable Lucio. I really, really like that knife. And it's another one that's got those clips in the back. This is the Effengro EF121. I just got this recently. Cool little knife. Great jimping. It's D2 blade steel. You know, a really nice Kydex sheath. Got that little clip on the back. I know I've heard good and bad about Effengro. I don't have a lot of experience with them. I've never taken this out and used it on anything. I haven't gotten any EDC time with it or anything. I know the fit and finish is okay. I know it's razor sharp. I stropped it a little bit. I mean, took an edge really well, but it was already sharp, so I just stropped it a little bit. And I mean, really, it's razor blade sharp. It's hair popping sharp right now. I like the jimping. I like the feel in the hand. The way that the geometry of the hand, how it goes so wide and such a short. I mean, I wish they would have stretched it out a little bit longer if they was going to go this wide. From this narrow to this wide, it feels a little awkward in my hand. So I wish it was just a little bit longer. But for what it was, I mean, I can't even remember what I paid for this thing. It was not much. It was not much at all. $27. It's a D2. Great little knife. I like it. I know people are really touchy feelings about like Effengro and Ned Foss and stuff like that. I just like knives. I like knives. The Muskrat. Ain't no complaining about that one right there. Let me tell you, that knife is a powerhouse. That is an amazing little knife. Love that Kydex sheath. Boom. Micarta handles. That little clip right there. This is one heck of a knife. I love the Muskrat. Rat 3, fantastic knife. Great jimping. 1095, coated. So great leather sheath, really nice work. Nice leather sheath. This has got wood handles. I've not seen this version of the Rat 2 anywhere. I can't find it. I have found them with different handles and stuff, but I've not been able to find this one. So I don't know where, I can't remember where I bought this at, but I bought it somewhere from someone. I do remember where I bought it. I remember exactly where I bought it, but I don't know where they got it from. So I don't know how to find them with the wood handles, because I wouldn't mind getting another one. But a Rat 3. Can you say enough good things about a Rat knife? The Rat 1, the Rat 2, or the Rat 3. I was actually looking at the Rat 1.5 today with Magna Cut. I was actually looking at it today, thinking about getting it. Can't remember what this Civivi right here is called. Is this the mid-watch? I think this is the mid-watch. Regardless, great knife. It's super thin. Got a ring here. The ring is really uncomfortable for me. Really uncomfortable. If I put my finger in it, it's super uncomfortable. But if I put it like this, it's uncomfortable in my palm. I do not like that ring. If it wasn't for that ring, I would love this knife. The jimping is awesome. How thin and slicey it is. That blade shape. These handles. I mean, these burlap micarta handles. I mean, this thing is fantastic. I love this knife. Love it. Love this knife. Hate the ring. Hate the ring. When I done the review, everybody's like, you got to put your finger through the ring. I was like, did you not watch that part of the video? I did put my finger through the ring. It hurts as bad to put my finger through the ring as it does to do that. Maybe it's just my hand shape or something. I don't know. But nice Kydex sheath. Great snap. Another clip on the back. This, I'm telling you guys, is a fantastic knife. Now this is about $109 though, so this is one of the more expensive Civivi Fix Blades, and it deserves it. Now, because not everybody's going to feel that way about the ring. I do, but not everybody's going to feel that way. A lot of people are going to like it, so it's definitely worth the money though. I'm telling you right now, absolutely great knife. Great knife. Here are a couple different, I've got 3 or 4 K-bar skeletonized little boot knives. They're little molded plastic sheaths. Can't remember what these things are called. They're all made in China, but they're just little skeletonized. You can use them as neck knives or boot knives. I got them razor sharp. They're super thin. They're cheap. They're like 12 to 15 bucks a piece, so they're definitely worth it. They're great little knives that you can just use as a backup, a neck knife or a boot knife or something like that. I'm telling you, they're definitely worth it. They're cool little knives. And there's a couple of them. Now, here's one. It has a different style, a different blade shape. But again, skeletonized. It almost has that, you know, those old 3030s that's got the lever action. It almost gives me that vibe of a lever action on a 3030. I've had a lot of 3030s in my life, and that, for some reason, that just gives me that vibe. But I like this knife a lot. And the last one that I have is really cool. This is, now if you guys have been watching my videos, you know how much I love the K-Bar Dozier Hunter, the folder. This is the exact same knife in a fixed blade. The exact same knife. Dozier Hunter in the fixed blade. Exact same thing. That's what it's called, the Dozier Hunter. But skeletonized fixed blade. Fantastic knife. Everything about the folder that I like right here is in this. I wish, you know, they had some scales that you could put on these, and I'm sure they do somewhere, or paracord wrap it and stuff. I just never have, but it is what it is. So there's my little K-Bar folders, or K-Bar folders, not K-Bar skeletonized ones. Of course, I always talk about my Farron Forge right here. I absolutely love this thing. This thing is just, I love this thing. Hold on a second. I can't remember what this thing cost. All right. Oh, well, I'm not going to look it. I can't look it up. I hit the wrong thing. This is in D2. I think the Lackey goes for, I think they're around 65, 70 bucks. I'm telling you right now, one of the best fixed blade knives that I have. It's small, natural G10 handles, D2. It's rather thin. Somebody who's like, that knife is not thin. That knife is thin. Overall, look at those handles. This is a thin knife. That knife is not thin. Look at the two differences. This is a thin knife. Is it paper thin? No. But it's a thin knife. You can use it as a neck knife. Put it. I'm telling you, I love this thing. I just slide it in my pocket whenever I'm going to carry it. This thing is fantastic. It is one of the best EDC knives ever. I'm telling you, in my opinion. I love the Lackey. If you don't have a Lackey, you should definitely check them out because they are awesome. The Kyoto 1 rubberized handle. Another little, I think these are 8CR or something. Molded plastic sheaths. Another knife that's just cool. Self-defense, EDC, whatever you want to use it for. Just a cool little knife. Feels good in the hand with that rubberized handle. That Tonto tip. Cold Steel makes a lot of great Tonto tip knives, and I absolutely love that thing. It's just cool. My kids really like that one. The Spew CRKT. Great knife right there. It's another one that's got that little belt loop thing, almost like the Minimalist, but this is not a minimalist knife. I call it that sometimes just because it has that minimalist feel, but the Spew is not in the minimalist line. It's similar, but it's not in that line. But it's a fantastic worn clip blade. Just a really nice little knife. These things right here around what, $40, maybe a little low. I think they're like $39.99, something like that. A really good little knife. Another Cold Steel, the mini tack buoy, really thin. I mean, good jimping right there. Just a little cheap little $20 knife that's great for a boot knife, for a neck knife, for a backup knife. Put it in your truck, put it in your toolbox, whatever. It's got textured G10 handles. It's almost skeletonized, but it's not. It's got textured G10 right there. A great finger choil. Boom. I mean, just a nice little backup knife. This thing is sharp. Really nice piercing point. Great little EDC knife. Great little EDC knife. People on a budget love the tack buoy. It is nice. The mini tack buoy is a fantastic, fantastic knife. There we go. The Militao. Need I say more? The Militao, in my opinion, is one of Kaiser's best knives. I used to think it was Kaiser's best knife until I got the Momo, and now the Momo is just it for me. I love the Momo. But the Militao, the Mini, the full-size folder, or the fixed blade, all of them are fantastic. I love the Militao. I love the blade shape. I love the look of it. I love it. Looks classy, elegant. It looks just cool. Great Kydex sheath. It's got that clip on the back. I mean, you hear that snap? Oh my gosh, that is so satisfying. Militao. I love this Militao. Look at that. That's an awesome knife. Everybody knows what this is. The more basic 511. Need I say more? Everybody knows about the 511, how great they are. Now this one is this carbon or stainless? This is in carbon. Heck yeah. I like the carbon better. Oh, yes, right here. The SRK. Cold steel with the SK5. High carbon blade steel. Rubberized handles. Nice molded plastic sheath with the nylon strap on it. Militaries around the world's been using this for a while for a reason. And this is an excellent, excellent knife. I love the cold steel SRK5. Now I'm going to be getting one of these very soon. I think they have them in 3V. I'm going to be trying to get one in 3V. Another cold steel. This is, mess up my laptop. If I can hold the daggone thing. This is the Fin Bear. The cold steel Fin Bear. This is a Morris style knife with that Scandi grind. Boy, I tell you right now, this thing's razor sharp, just like a Mora is. Razor sharp. I don't like the handle at all. It's hollow, very thin, plasticky feel, but the blade itself is great. And it's got a typical just molded plastic sheath. Boom. The cold steel Fin Bear. But these things are really super affordable. These are another great knife for a tackle box or a toolbox or a go bag or anything, like a backup knife. Just a really good little knife. Really affordable, great little knife. This is a little Kydex sheath. Just a little neck knife. I paid like 15 bucks for this. You know, it's an M-Tech. It's the only M-Tech I own. Just because I like it, you know, I like those little things. I like the look of it. These are great for like when you're going to be marking wood or anything like that. And that's actually what I kept this for, in case I was going to be doing something like that. I could get this out and mark wood and stuff, you know, because that's basically what it's for. Marking wood, scratching stuff, you know, just that's what it is. Basic. If I can put it in there right. But it is the only M-Tech knife that I have. Kaiser K-Box. I love this knife. Excellent knife right here. Nice Kydex sheath with a couple straps on it. Boom. Excellent retention. Another one with the ring. I'm just not a big fan of the rings, but I love this knife. I love the blade shape. I love that belly. Oh my gosh, I love this knife so much. The Kaiser K-Box. This is the Ned Foss Hyena. I just got this a short bit ago. Kydex sheath. Ferro rod, elastic, got the little clip on the back, great jimping on top. You know, another knife. What does this thing run? The Ned Foss. Let me see. This Ned Foss runs $37. And I know, again, it's a knife that a lot of people might not like and stuff because it's not premium. It's not a bigger name brand like your Kaisers, Civivis, or all the way up to your more premium knives. But to me, it's just a budget knife. And so I look at it as a budget knife. So when I look at it from that lens, oh, it's just a budget knife that only costs $37. Well, then my expectations are far lower. So it's far easier for this knife to meet and exceed my expectations, because I'm not looking at this like I would look at that Tops knife or that Bradford or any of these knives. I'm looking at this as a $37 knife. So when I see $37 and then I see this, I'm like, wow, they did all that on $37. That's actually pretty daggone good. So you just change up your perspective. I look at it through the lens of what it is. I tell people, here's a little thing. Whenever I see I see this on Reddit all the time. Somebody will buy a knife and they won't know anything about knife collecting, or even if they do, and they're just looking for that reassurance or just, you know, a pat on the back like, hey, you did a great job. They will put a knife on there like, hey, what do you guys think about this? I just bought this today, or I just made this knife. What do you guys think about it? And people beat them up. People beat them up. And I tell those people all the time that ask that question, hey, look, when you're putting that question on there, you're not asking them, what do you think about this knife that I just put on here? That's not what you're asking them, or at least that's not what they see when they read that question. What they see is, how does this knife compare to your expectations? How does this knife compare to the knives that you love and own? How does this knife compare to the type of knives that you love and want? That's what they're asking, or that's what they're seeing, and that's how they're answering the question. They're not answering from, oh, okay, this is just a yard sale knife that you found that you paid $15 for, that you, oh, well, in that case, you actually did a good job. They're like, oh, that's a trash knife. It's horrible. It's got junk blade steel. It's this and that and everything. So they're comparing it from what they like and want, or what they have. They're not looking at it from what it is. And that's one of the things that I always try to remind myself to do. Always look at the knife, or anything in life, whatever I'm doing. Look at it from the lens that it deserves to be in. Don't unfairly judge anything, because if you do, you set yourself and that object or that challenge or whatever, you set yourself up for failure. Because a lot of times you can't, if you don't go into it with the right expectations, you're going to fail every time. Just a little soapbox there. Bow River, absolutely fantastic. Spyderco, they can do more with HCR than most blades knives can do with 154 or Bowler M390. Not saying ACR is better than those. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they can do a lot with their HCR. Excellent sheath, excellent work, just a great knife. I love this. It's a great EDC knife, great for camping, hunting, fishing, whatever. This is a really good knife. Spyderco. Then again, I love Spyderco. I need to do a full Spyderco collection, but I want to wait until Spyderco 2 that I have coming gets here, and then I might do a full collection. Here's another Mora, the Bushcraft. This is another one in high carbon steel. This one does have sharp spines, so you can strike ferrule rods and stuff. This one is 3/4 of a length full tang, so it's not completely full tang. Rubberized handle, so it feels really good in the hand with the finger choil. Just a great grip. Another, typical Morris sheath. Fantastic knife. One of the best bushcraft knives that I have. Just for solely bushcraft. One of the best that I have. Here is a QSP Canary in Damascus blade steel and that copper carbon fiber. That thing is awesome. I don't even think that's called copper carbon fiber. What is that called? Copper something. I think it's called copper carbon fiber, but I'm probably wrong. It's copper something. I love that the decorative spine right there, just all the way around. That's great. And the sheath is all carbon fiber. Now it's about $109, so it's not cheap for how small it is. But for a neck knife and stuff, this is next level. I love this little knife. It's beautiful. I love this little knife a lot. Love that thing. You guys know how I feel about this. This is my Scout Feather by Outdoor Element. I praise this thing every time I show it. I love this. This is one of the best fixed blades that I have. This is also the only one that you will ever see that I have a necklace thing on, because I wear this all the time. I'm always carrying this. I'm always using this. That's how much I love this knife. This thing is fantastic. Fantastic. I love, now this is in VG10 steel. Excellent jimping on top. Good finger choil. Feels good in the hand. Just, I mean, this knife. I love this knife. Love it. It is one of my favorite knives, hands down. Now it's under 50 bucks, so it's a really good deal. Everybody should have one of these. It's a knife enthusiast. Everybody should have one of these. They're fantastic. I got my Blade HQ exclusive Izula with the Fire Ant. It's called the Fire Ant model. Just a beautiful, beautiful knife. Red coated, $10.95 with your typical Essie Izula sheath here. Love that thing. Oh, don't get me started on the mink. Y'all should know how much I love the mink. I talk about this thing all the time. This is the best fixed blade that I own for EDC. That's budget. That's not over 100 bucks. I mean, when you go and you're starting to talk, you know, your Bradfords and stuff, there's no comparison. Bradford's the best EDC knife on the planet, in my opinion, for fixed blade. But under 100 bucks, it's the mink. Hands down, in my opinion, no question. The mink is the best under $100 EDC fixed blade on the planet, in my opinion. Kydex sheath, excellent retention. Another one of the straps. I carry mine cross draw, as you can see with the way I've got that set up. The mink. Now you can get this in a sheep's foot or in the trailing point like I did. I go with the trailing point because it's awesome. That thing right there is fantastic. You got to get a mink. Petrified Fish Beluga. Just got this. Kydex sheath. I love this thing. The fit and finish is out of this world. It feels excellent in the hand. I love those fullers right there. Just, this thing is awesome. It's fantastic. The Petrified Fish Beluga. What a daggone knife. That thing is awesome. I'm going to be getting to my premiums here in a minute, guys. I mean, I've showed a couple premiums. All right, here we go. Here's a Bradford Guardian 3. I like this little thing. I love this little thing. It's got my little leather sheath right here. I just put that down in my pocket. I carry this thing a lot. It's small, but man, that blade right there is designed for EDC. This is an EDC dream. This knife is right here. So fantastic. I mean, just so fantastic. The Bradford Guardian 3. The best EDC fixed blade in the world when you don't care about price. In my opinion, it's the Bradford Guardian. In my opinion. Here is a Joker. I just forget how pretty this is sometimes. Look at that sheath. How pretty that is. I mean, look at this knife. That thing is just pretty. I know people talk about their heat treats and stuff like that. This is in 14C. I know people talk about their heat treats and stuff, but I like this knife. I like this style of knife. I like it. I like Jokers. I had the Camp Arrow and I gave it away. This is the Tramp Arrow. I had the Camp Arrow. I had another one as well. I can't remember what it was. It was the bigger one. And I gave it away as well. But this one I bought brand new. So I never did give this one away. But then again, nobody ever asked me for it. So I was never in the situation to give it away. I have a hard time telling people no. So that is my Tramp Arrow. my Tops CAT. Covert anti-you-know-what. This thing is awesome. Kydex sheath. 1095 coated blade. Excellent. Oh my gosh, this thing is awesome. This is an EDC knife, a tactical knife, a self-defense knife, whatever. These things are amazing. This is what made me fall in love with Tops right here. This knife right here made me fall in love with Tops. And now I've got a few. I've got, what, 3 or 4 Tops now since I got in this one. I said I was going to get more, and I did. And I'm going to get more too, trust me. I'm in love with Tops now because of this knife right here. I love this Tops knife. The Tops CAT. This is the little mini cold steel clone that I got. This is the SOG Mini Instinct. This is a clone. Maybe it's not a clone. I bought it from Temu, and I paid a ton of money for what it cost. So maybe it's actually a real thing. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell. But I'm assuming because it came from Temu, it's fake. But I paid $19 for this. $19 for this. That was the last thing I bought on Temu, and I realized, yeah, Temu is not a good deal. They suck you in and then suck you dry. This, I paid $19 for this knife, and I'm pretty sure that it's I mean, it might not be a clone, but I think it is because it came from Temu. But cool little knife. All right, so now let's get to these. We'll start over here. So I've got my Benchmade Adamas in crew wear. Fantastic knife. Love that thing. I have got my Big Idea Design Lookout titanium handles and Bowler M390 blade steel Kydex sheath. It actually comes with an extra Kydex sheath as well. The pocket clip is titanium. These things are awesome. And I actually have on the way right now the Big Idea Design folder titanium pocket knife. And I can't wait to get that thing. So that's a nice one. Here is the Tops Baja. I love this thing. I love this Tops knife right here. Look at this sheath. Look at the work right here. This quality work. Comes with an excellent, really thick ferro rod. It comes with a survivor whistle. Just everything you need. It's got your little bow drill divots right here for the handle, so you can do like primitive fire starting with the bow drill. Just a fantastic knife. Look at that quality work on that sheath. That thing is gorgeous. The Tops Baja. This is the Strop. I can't remember what this knife is called. I think this is just the Mini. The Strop Mini. This thing is not cheap. It's expensive. I think it's like 180 bucks. And it's worth every dime. This thing is amazing. Kydex sheath. Another one of these clips on the back. This thing is just awesome. Awesome. I'm getting another one of his knives too. I'm telling you, I can't wait. Fantastic little knife right there. Spartan Blades. I got another Spartan's coming, but it's a folder. This is the Alala. Micarta handles. Excellent jimping on top. This is an aggressive knife. This is great for EDC, self-defense, whatever. It's got an awesome little sheath, but here you go. It actually snaps in place, and it's got this lock. So you push that up, and it releases it. Push it in. Hear that snap? Now it's locked into place. So it's got a safety lock on it. That is so cool. And remember, I love Spartan Blades because of who they are. I'm a fan of the military. I'm a fan of veterans. And those are two guys who served in, I think they were 5th Special Forces. They might have been 7th. but I think they were 5th Special Forces Group, and I'm pretty sure they went on to do other things after the 5th Special Forces Group that some like to talk about it, some don't, so I won't talk about it because it's not my place, because I'm not them and it's not my story, it's theirs. But they do talk about openly about being in the Special Forces groups, so I can talk about that. So support your veterans. Buy a Spartan blade knife. My custom Death Valley Forge right here in W2 blade steel. Look at those green liners. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. W2 blade steel, those hammer marks. Oh my gosh, this black quality leather sheath. I carry this thing all the time. All the time. All the time. I carry this thing all the daggone time. My Bradford Guardian 4 that I am in love with. This thing is massive. Excellent jimping. Excellent leather sheath. Fantastic. I love this knife. Whatever the Guardian 3 is, as great as it is, multiply that by 10, and that's how good the Guardian 4 is. This thing is awesome. And it's not too small for my hands. It's perfect. I have the Lion Steel. This is the T5. This thing is awesome. It's fantastic. Bowler M390 blade steel. A beautiful black leather sheath. This thing is fantastic. Micarta handles that's canoed or tacoed, as they call, one solid piece that they canoe out and put the slab of steel right down in. This thing is beautiful. I love my Lion Steel blades, and my fixed blade right there is one of them that I love. My SC4 and S35 VN blade steel, excellent jimping. If you can only buy one fixed blade, make it an SE. If you can only afford to buy one, now if you can get a few, get whatever you want. But if you can only buy one, make sure it's an SE. And the reason why is because if SE, if you break it, even if you mean to, they're going to fix it and replace it, no questions asked. As a matter of fact, their motto is if you can break it, you deserve a new one. So when you buy an SE, now you might get another one of these knives on the table that are better than this SE. I doubt it, but they might be better all around in some ways than this SE. But the difference is they won't be covered under a warranty like the SE will. So you can do the same things with the SE that you can with the better knife. I mean, actually, the better knife might just do it a little bit better, but the SE4 is going to be able to do pretty much anything you need it to do. It's just a fantastic all-around knife. It's a great knife. And it's got a warranty to back it up that's the second to none when it comes to warranties. It's the best warranty in the knife industry. My Winkler fixed blade in EDC RV with my black leather sheath. Now my Winkler is my pride and joy. I love my Winkler. Gosh, I would never use this knife. It's just too daggone expensive and too daggone nice. I love this knife. This is like 350 bucks right here. I love that knife. My TJ Schwartz Overland. Now I want an Overland Sport, but this is the Overland. This is in Magna Cut blade steel. Kydex sheath. I actually had this built. You can go onto his website. If he doesn't have any, if he's sold out, you can pick the one where you can have it built the way that you want. So you can choose the color of the handle, the color of the blade, the color of the Kydex, the color of the eyelets and stuff right here. You can pick all that. So that's what I actually did. That way I didn't have to wait on him to drop another batch. I could just go and tell him how to fix the one I want, and they would build it basically exactly how I wanted. And that's what they did. These are about 300 bucks plus give and take 10, 15 bucks for tax and shipping and handling, and it's worth every daggone dime. TJ Schwartz Overland. And now the best fixed blade in the world, all around, hands down in my opinion, the TJ Schwartz Lost Trail 5 in A2 steel, rich light handles, Kydex sheath. This thing is fantastic. But that blade right there, this is amazing. These are $200, and I'm gonna tell you, these things are amazing. They are amazing. That is an awesome, awesome knife. Awesome knife. But I have probably about 4, maybe 5 or 6, I don't know exactly, but I know of at least 4 fixed blades, and a couple of them are Benchmade and MKM and stuff that are scattered that I need to get back, and I just wasn't planning on doing this video tonight, or I would have got them, but I need to get those and put them back with these other ones, but they're not hurting where they are, and they're actually being used, so it is what it is. But so I do have at least 4, maybe 5 or 6 other knives out there that's not here, that, and a couple of them are really nice premium knives. But hopefully you like my fixed blade collection. This went a little long, but if you've seen, I was flowing through there. I wasn't spending too much time on any one knife. I was flowing. That's just a lot of daggone knives to go over. So I definitely appreciate it, guys. Thank you all very much. I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I will get this stuff worked out so that I can start with the March Knife Madness ASAP. And just so everybody knows, man, I have got some knives coming. Oh my gosh, do I've got some knives coming. You guys are going to enjoy what you're going to see. I hope, because I'm going to enjoy what I'm getting. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all very much. I appreciate everybody. I wish all of you all sharp knives and happy lives. I'm Christy, I'm Professional Dad, and I will see you all tomorrow.